This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Henson versus Santander Consumer USA Inc. This is the actual court case, and it was argued in April 18, 2017, and decided June 12, 2017. Now, let me tell you why this is very important. And you might be saying, well, that was more than 5 years ago, or almost 6 years ago, actually. Is that it's coming into full effect with the way that debt collectors are utilizing this court decision. I'm starting to see it utilized as a loophole on individuals' credit reports, starting to see it utilized in the courts, because the bottom line, what this decision actually allowed debt collection companies to do is if they when they buy a debt, they are actually legally, in a sense, the owner per se, rather than a debt collector, the way that the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act will look at them. So to kind of break it down, if an original creditor holds your debt and they were to come after you to make payment, they do not have to follow the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. They just have to be professional with coming after you for the debt. If a debt collector buys your debt in the past before this decision, they would have to follow the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. But in this decision, what it has actually done has put the debt collection company into the original creditor position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through this, and I'm going to break this up into several videos because it's very long. But I think that you'll come to the same decision process that I came to, is that this is a very disturbing decision, because it puts, in my opinion, it gives, number one, in my opinion, it gives a loophole to the debt collectors who buy your debt. And it also gives a loophole to the portfolio companies who buy your debt and choose to just place the information on your credit report. So let's get into it. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act authorizes private lawsuits and weighty fines designed to deter the wayward practice of debt collection or debt collectors, a term embracing anyone who regularly collects or attempts to collect debts owed or due another. 15 USC 1692A 6. The complaint filed in this case alleges that City Financial Auto loaned money to petitioners, and this is one individual, petitioners seeking to buy cars, and it was just one car. The petitioner defaulted on those loans, and that respondent, Santander, then purchased the defaulted loans from City Financial and sought to collect in ways believed violated the act. The district court and Fourth Circuit held that Santander didn't qualify as a debt collector because it did not regularly seek to collect debts owed. This is not true, but this is what they're stating. Another, but sought instead only to collect debts that it purchased and owned. This is key words that I want you to pay attention to. Purchased and owned. And it says right here, held. A company may collect debts that it purchased for its own account, like Santander did here, without triggering the statutory definition in dispute, which is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act rules. By defining debt collectors to include those who regularly seek to collect debts owed another in the way that this is defined, another company, the statute's plain language seems to focus on third-party collection agents regularly collecting for a debt owner, not on a debt owner seeking to collect debts for itself. Petitioners' argument to the contrary do not dislodge the statute's plain meaning. Petitioners point out that the word owned is the past participle of the verb to own, and so suggest that the debt collector definition must exclude loan originators who never seek to collect debts previously owned someone else, but embrace debt purchasers like Santander who necessarily do, but past participles like owned are routinely used as adjectives to describe the present state of a thing. Congress also used the word owned to refer to present debt relationships in neighboring provisions of the act. And the petitioners have, scroll down here, not rebutted the presumption that identical words in the same statute carry the same meaning. Neither would reading the word owned to refer to present debt relationships rendered any of the Act's provisions surplusage, contrary to what petitioners suggest. This word here, let me just give you the definition on that. This is, it says here, excessive or non-essential matter, especially matter contained in a pleading that is unnecessary or irrelevant. So I guess what they're saying is neither would reading the word own to refer to present debt relationships rendered any of the Act's provisions, and it would say that this is excessive or non-essential matter, contrary to what petitioners suggest. Petitioners also contend that their interpretation best furthers the Act perceived purpose because they primarily argue if Congress had been aware of defaulted debt purchasers like Santander, it would have treated them like traditional debt collectors because they pose similar risks of abusive collection practices. But it is not the court's job to rewrite a constitutionally valid text under the banner of speculation about what Congress might have done had it faced a question that on everyone's account it never faced. And neither are petitioners' policy arguments unassailable, as reasonable legislators might contend both ways on the question of how defaulted debt purchasers should be treated. This fact suggests for certain but one thing, that these are matters for Congress, not the court, to resolve. And then it has her sign, Gorsuch delivered the opinion for the